Hi guys, I am out in the park again today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Diamond, and I am currently documenting my journey with A Course of Love, and I just wanted to share it on YouTube, to just share it with others, and yeah, to just have it somewhere where I can look back in the future and see what I was up to, and where I started. So I am so happy to share this space with you all. Like I mentioned, I am out in the park. So if you all hear any cars, or if any deers come by, or any squirrels, yeah, you all now have that understanding, in case there are a few interruptions. So yeah, I think I'm going to sit a bit further back today just because there's so much space for me to spread out. And we are starting on chapter 2 today. Very exciting. I am so excited to start. And yeah, I wanted to say Happy New Year. This is the first video of 2023 that I am making and sharing. And so, yeah, I am just wishing you all the best and a lovely new year, okay? So, let me scooch back and I'll gonna see if you all can still hear me from here. I think you guys can. I might probably have to sit on my knees. Yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. Can you guys see me? I'll scoot a little bit closer. All right, let's start. Okay. First, let me just ground. Take a deep breath. And into my body. Yeah, and I think one thing that I just wanted to remind myself and just make sure that I put out here, like on this video, is I think to just remind myself to continue to take in this course through my heart, through the direct knowing within my vessel, within my spirit, because I think, well, I know, I often say I think, but truly when we know what we want to say and express. I know that I take a lot of information and conceptualize it. It's so many concepts in my mind, and then I'm just like, how am I going to integrate this? How is this going to look in my life? But if I'm just still and in the now moment and just continue to remind myself, continue to have this almost like an invocation, right? Of like, I allow my heart to step forward and I allow my mind to just like sit in the passenger seat, and it's totally okay for my heart and for my feelings and emotions to come up. I'm safe in my body, I'm safe in my heart, and everything is okay. Everything is okay. There's no effort, there's no doing. Oftentimes, when learning, it's like, okay, we're learning to take this information, and then we need to go effort. We need to go and to go prove something, right? To go prove something that we've accomplished something. And it's like with this, it's just like it's sinking in, right? The vibration and everything that that I'm feeling in this course is coming in, and I can trust that. I can trust that. Yeah. All right. So let's get started. I don't edit my videos too much, but Diamond, future Diamond, if you're watching this, and if I'm too low, I think you'll be able to maybe figure out how to make my voice a bit louder on the video. Okay. Chapter 2 is titled, What Love Is. What love is cannot be taught. It cannot be learned, but it can be recognized. Can you pass love by and not know that it is there? Oh yes, you do it constantly by choosing to see illusions rather than truth. You cannot be taught love, but you can be taught to see love where it already exists. The body's eyes are not the eyes with which love can be recognized. Christ's vision is, for only Christ's vision beholds the face of God. While you look for a God with a physical form, you will not recognize God. Everything real is God. Nothing unreal exists. Each person passing from this life to the next learns no great secret. They simply realize love is all there is. Nothing unreal exists. Think for yourself. If you were going to die tomorrow, what would you today find meaningful? Only love. This is salvation's key. Because love has no physical form, you cannot believe that love could be what you are, what you strive to be, what you seek to return to. Thus, you believe you are something other than love and separate from love. Pause. Let me just pause here. I realized I just jumped into it. If you all have a physical copy of A Course of Love, I invite you to read along with me, or if you have a digital copy. And if you don't, that's totally fine. I can just read to you. So I am in verse 3, chapter 2, verse 3. Okay, I'm going to start from the beginning of verse 3 again. Because love has no physical form, you cannot believe that love could be what you are, what you strive to be, what you seek to return to. Thus, you believe you are something other than love and separate from love. You label love a feeling and one of many. Yet you have been told there are but two from which you choose, love and fear. Because you have chosen fear so many times and labeled it so many things, you no longer recognize it as fear. The same is true of love. All right, so I imagine like this course is also a reframe, right? A reframe of what we have termed or coined love, right? Like what we have defined love to be is completely different than what love actually is, because we're viewing love through a lens of separation, viewing love as a form of levels, viewing love as love as different depending on if it's special love, or special love in regards to different love or different types of love or different things that we do to represent or to show our love to friends, to family, to romantic partners, and labeling those all different things and have expectations and needs for different categories of the people who are within our lives. Just like we have maybe activities or hobbies. Oh, I do this then, or I do this during this season, I do this during this time. And that's similar to maybe what we do with the people who are in our lives. Like, I only hang out with this friend and do this with this friend. I only have this expectations that I'm only going to show up in this way with this person. instead of like across the board, allowing our hearts to be open and allowing ourselves to be receptive and connecting and intimate, and showing love without maybe hesitance, without labels, without boxing people and things into categories. So that's what I'm feeling, that is being like shared in those last two sentences. But let's continue to verse 4. Love is the name you give to many you love. Love is the name you give to much you fear. You think that it is possible to choose it as a means to buy your safety and security. You thus have defined love as a reaction to fear. This is why you can understand love as fear's opposite. This is true enough. But because you have not properly recognized fear as nothing, you have not properly recognized love as everything. It is because of these attributes you have given fear that love has been given attributes. Only separate things have attributes and qualities, right? That's kind of similar to what I was saying, that like, yeah, we give certain attributes or certain qualities to this type of love, or like labels and categories, and what's another word that comes to mind? Yeah, let's just continue. Only separate things have attributes and qualities that seem to complement or oppose. Love has no attribute, which is why it cannot be taught. If love cannot be taught, like love, when I feel into love, it's just, let's feel into our hearts. With love, there's just joy, there's expansiveness, there's like freedom, liberation. It feels like a hug, it feels cozy. I feel like love has qualities. Let's continue. If love cannot be taught but only recognized, how is recognition made possible? Through love's effects. For cause and effects are one. Creation's is love's effect, as are you. All right, so when I feel into love, it's like I mentioned, it's expansive, right? And it's like heart opening. It just like allows you to like just open up. It allows your body to relax. You're able to breathe. You're not like holding your breath, or like your muscles and your jaw aren't tense. And also, the way that maybe we've defined love, I had a thought, I think I lost it, but I think it may come back. The way that we have defined love too is like, it's from a place of use. It's from a place of need that we've created, that believing that there is a lack to feel, and seeing it almost like you complete me, instead of loving from a place of like knowing that we are love itself, and that we are boundless, and that we're limitless and exuberant, and we're already complete, whole, holy, and healed, right? And so I'm gonna keep going. I feel so like excited about this chapter, so let me continue. We are in verse we are on verse 6. To believe that you are able to act in love in one instance and act in anger in another, and that both actions originate. Let me get some water. let's get back into it. If that's better. Oh, my angel is caught on my it's caught on my sweater. Okay. All right, where was I? Yeah, in the beginning of verse 6. To believe that you are able to act in love in one instance and act in anger in another, and that both actions originate from the same place, is an error of enormous proportions. You again label love a sometimes component and think that to act in love more frequently is an achievement. You label acting from love good and acting of anger bad. You feel you are capable of loving. You feel you are capable of loving acts of heroic proportions and fearful actions of horrific consequences. Acts of bravery and acts of cowardice. Acts of passion you call love, and acts of passion you call violence. You feel unable to control the most extreme of these actions that arise from these extremes of feelings. Both ends of feelings are considered dangerous, and a middle ground is sought. It is said that one can love too much and too little, but never enough. Love is not something you do. It is what you are. To continue to identify love incorrectly is to continue to be unable to identify yourself. Let me read that again. Love is not something you do. It is something you are. To continue to identify love incorrectly is to continue to be able to identify yourself. That's powerful. Right? It's powerful. Right? It's not, yeah. Like, can you feel like the truth of those words, that like love is not something you are. It's not like an action, right? It's like love is like a presence. Love is an act. It's an essence. It's just who we are. It's our spirit. Our spirit is love, for we come from love. Right? And it's not something that the mind will ever be able to maybe fully like comprehend. And I think that's okay, because when the heart understands, the heart the heart understands. And when we allow like the heart, when we allow ourselves to love and allow ourselves to live from that place, our spirit, it's like I'm touching into like the experience that I'm having, that like my spirit, who I am, I'm able to open up more to strangers, right? To people who I see like that are different or separate from me, right? From a place of like there is no difference. It's like the heart leads and the mind follows, and they're joined. And the experience of my spirit is able to just like fully, I can't even put it into words. I can't even put it into words, like what I'm trying to say. But I don't need to, because I know that you all understand. Like, I know that you feel it in your heart. Love is not something you do. It is what you are. And to continue to identify love incorrectly is to continue to be unable to identify yourself. It's a capital S, like our spirit, like who we are, who we be, So let me continue. Let me see. Yeah.